Heroes and heroines of all ages. When the world tells you to get a life, you're always welcome at the One Up Block. My name is Dan the Man, your host, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. When we last left off, we found out that Sora and Riku are having some marital problems about who wants to take care of Naminé, and things are pretty stupid. But we also seem to have been forgetting about Kairi, as mid-cutscene, Sora seemed to have forget entirely that Kairi was there. And that's definitely not good, but to find out more, we're gonna have to go further into the castle, so, once more, without further ado, let us hop into Atlantica. And this world is a little different than it was in the original game, but only slightly. Nothing plot-related, the plot is still exactly as it was, but... skip the cutscene, get the Key of Beginnings, and Atlantica is different in the sense that you may notice there's platforms. Well, we're no longer swimming in Atlantica, we are actually walking on our 2 feet. Which is, you know, this is at least unique from Kingdom Hearts 1. Where in Kingdom Hearts 1 you had to swim, in this one you don't have to swim. But the enemies are the same, so we're not going to bother with them. And all we're going to do is go for the Calm Bounty, then we're going to head straight for the boss fight. So first off, we're going to drop ourselves one of these Calm Bounty cards and go see what slight or card we get from it. Typically we get slights from these, so you can assume that it's going to be a slight. And the slight for today is the Shock Impact. Simba's roar sends enemies flying and triggers stop. Simba attack, attack. Not very useful, but hey, it's another slight under our belt. So now we're going to be heading straight for the boss fight, and I have a lot to say about it when we get there, but yeah, I'll see you when we, when we get there. Alright, and so before we go into the actual boss fight, there's a couple of things that I'm going to have to tell you beforehand, so you have the right deck to take care of this next coming up fight, because holy crap, this next fight is kind of a doozy. As you see here, I've got a bunch of magic cards, and my advice for you is to take a bunch of fire cards. The blizzards are not really necessary. I took them to try and deal with what's going to happen as fast as possible, and you'll see the strategy when we get in. But you're going to want a lot of magic cards, and then you're going to want a Mega Ether and an Elixir, which you can fuse with the heal cards to make sure you get a big slight. So, like, if you run out of cards, you want to use the Ether, a heal, and a heal. And then if you run out of cards again, you're going to want to use the Elixir, a heal, and a heal. Just to make sure you have a constant array of magic cards. You're going to want zeros just in case as well. And also you're going to want to take a Red Nocturne if you've got it, because as you see here, the Red Nocturne increases the strength of fire-based abilities. So when that is active, your fire-based magic cards will do more damage, so this will make this fight go by that much faster. But this fight is pretty obnoxious, and you already know exactly who it is, but, you know... let's get in there and talk about what we have to do. Skip the event. And of course the boss is going to be... it's Ursula. The sea and all its denizens shall grovel before me. Alright, so what you want to do here is you want to take out each of her tentacles. And the reason I have Blizzard is because it's a spread shot and it has a higher chance of working. But once she has less tentacles, she tends to pull them away. I guess she's not going to do it here, but whatever, you douche. Fine, I'll waste my fire on you. So when all the tentacles are gone, she gets in close, and that's your chance to spam as many attacks as possible before she goes away. When she's up close like this, she will try to attack you. So, you know, be ready for that. Get our magic cards back. Keep attacking her as much as possible before she goes back, and she did. Crap. So now she's going to pull her tentacles back. And what you're going to try and do is take out all the tentacles again until you either get a Mickey card, or she pulls the tentacles away again to do the previous action, which was, you know... there we go, use this. And while she's still here, we can use fire to get rid of her rather quickly, and ba-boom! One of the most annoying fights in the game is made kind of easier with that strategy. So I hope if you were having trouble with Ursula, you got some sort of use out of that, because that fight does kind of suck asshole. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's pretty doo-doo. But we got the Ursula card, which I think casts Shell on you, which if you're familiar with Final Fantasy, Shell is a magic defense type deal. It increases your defense towards all magic attacks, so you'll take less damage from them. It's basically Protect, which is defense, right? But now you're going to want to make sure you switch to your organization deck, just in case you have to tussle with anybody. Rule of thumb is after every level, you want to equip the deck you expect to fight one of these, one of the human players with. So your deck that has either Sonic Blade or Lethal Frame, you want to make sure that's the one that's being used. But yep, without further ado, cutscene.
Where'd Riku go?
Guess he must have finally got tired of fighting with you.
I sure hope so.
And that's the end of that. Seems there's no fight. Maybe Riku doesn't want to fight with you anymore. Careful, you never know where Riku might be hiding. That's true, he could jump out and pounce us at any moment.
So what's going on, Vexen? Your Riku was supposed to counter Sora. What's he waiting for? Where is he?
He's hiding somewhere to lure Sora deeper into the castle, right? I suppose we should just leave it at that, you know.
Aha! Oh, I see now. I would have never guessed that. So sorry, Vexen.
Silence!
Predictable response. Forget it. Men without hearts are so boring.
You're one to talk. As if you have such a heart to speak of yourself.
That's enough.
Marluxia.
Vexen, the simple fact is that your project was a failure. You'd best not disappoint us again.
Disappoint you? You go too far! In this organization, you're number 11. I'm number 4, and I will not have you!
I've been entrusted this castle in Namine by our leader. Defying me will be seen as treason against the organization.
Traitors are eliminated. I believe that's what the rules say.
Who needs a half-baked good-for-nothing anyway?
Vexen, you cannot win against Sora.
Pity to be so ignorant. As you're only able to see the surface of things, I should not expect you to appreciate my true might.
Oh? Then let us watch as you prove it.
What?
None of us wish to be suspicious of a comrade.
Your insincerity is comforting.
You give a challenge like that to Vexen and he'll seriously want to eliminate Sora.
That would be an unfortunate denouement. What to do? Your hero is soon to be wiped from existence. But I believe there is a certain promise that he made you. Isn't that right, Namine?
Yes.
Wow, the top floor. We've got a pretty eye.
And that must mean we've lost 10 whole floors worth of our memories. Sora, it's still not too late. Don't you think we should turn back?
Can't do it. Because that would break an old promise that I made.
An old promise? What would that be?
On the islands, I promised Namine that I'd keep her safe, no matter what. But I forgot it. I didn't remember until I started forgetting everything else. A promise between the two of us. That's why I can't leave. Now that I remember the promise, I have to keep it.
Of course. We understand, Sora.
Things are really, really weird in this castle. So I'm not sure if we've pointed it out before or if the game's cutscenes pointed it out and I just didn't make note of it. But it seems that that girl in the white is Naminé, and that would be pretty obvious to anybody who's playing the game. Of course that's probably Naminé, right? But yeah, we still have plenty of time left, so we're gonna go to the next floor. If you remember your promise to Naminé, then you still must have important memories. Special promises like yours are meant to be kept. Yep, and we only have one more world to go to. And that world would be Hollow Bastion. Oh boy, we're all excited to be going back to this place, right? Again, unfortunately, all the cutscenes are exactly the same, so just like before, we're just going to be going to the Calm Bounty and then heading straight for the boss. However, by the time we beat the boss, we might actually have to save the cutscenes that happen afterwards for the next episode, depending on how fast I can get to the end. But yes, let's head over to the Calm Bounty first. Oh, you can just drop a 0, it doesn't really matter. And into the door we go. Hello, hello, what are you, Mr. Calm Bounty? It's Reflect Raid. Hurl the Keyblade and make it ricochet around and strike many enemies. Cloud attack attack. So that sounds pretty useful. I mean, it's not something I'm going to use personally, but, you know, we go through this every time. But, yeah, I'm going to head over to the boss fight because there's nothing important in the middle, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, we're at the boss fight now, and you know exactly who it is. It's gonna be Maleficent. There's nothing really important about Hollow Bastion to really talk about, so we're just gonna head right into the fight. And it looks like we may have enough time to actually push forward into the cutscenes that happen after this, because this shouldn't take us too long. For this fight, you can actually use your Organization 13 deck, because taking out Dragon Maleficent, which is who you're going to be fighting, is pretty simple with it. You want to make sure you have those 0 cards to make this even easier. But this fight is actually made much, much easier in Chain of Memories than it was in the original game, because you can stop her attacks with 0s. So, you know. And there she is, the bitch herself. Also, we were clipping through the floor a little bit there. I don't know if we were supposed to see that. But for this, you're just going to want to break her cards and make sure you charge up your deck a little bit, so in case you need to do it, you can recharge it. But once you get the Mickey card, you can hop on top of this and use Lethal Frame. Once you're on top of this, Sora will automatically move over to the dragon when he uses Lethal Frame. Every time you break her, she gets a little stunned, and you can just keep doing this until you do enough damage to take her out. I think you can actually get a couple of hits off on her while you're on the ground. It's just a lot less reliable, so I wouldn't rely on it. I think my thing's about to... the platform's about to break, yeah. So, save your cards. Oh, that shockwave actually kind of hurt. Nope, not today, bitch. Alright, so now we're just going to keep breaking cards again. I'm going to charge up the deck so we can recharge it in case we need to. Break it. Breaker, 1-9er. Come on. Give me a Mickey card. Give me a Mickey card. That's not a Mickey card, you douche. Okay. So she still has the same attack she had from Kingdom Hearts 1. The breathing fire, the tail whip that ends in a fucking big shockwave. And I would just really, really like for you to give me the card that I need, please. To avoid most of her attacks, you can actually get out of the way and break them with the 0 cards relatively easily. So this is why she's incredibly simple compared to before. Except for the fact that she's not giving me Mickey cards, which is really freaking obnoxious. There, finally, jeez. And Mickey card. Da-da-da. And now we just use lethal frame until she's dead. Boop, 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 boop. Goodbye, my friend. I hardly knew ye. I mean, like, real talk, thank God she's much easier in this one because she was a pain in the fanny in the first game, so I'm not about to complain about how easy she is here. But ba-boom, Maleficent is down, she's donezo, done like dinner. And I think we have plenty of time to go watch the cutscenes. Which I'm pretty sure there's a boss fight coming up, so make sure you have your organization deck equipped, which we do. Maleficent's card, I don't remember what it does, but I think it increases your attack damage or something. We have a new sleight, Tornado, we're gonna put into it because why not? Blow away enemies in a wide area, inflicting damage and stunning them. This is actually a pretty good sleight. It's not super great, but it's really, it can be really good in certain situations. But it takes arrow, gravity, and a summon card. Okay, skip the cutscene because it's all the same bullshit. Okay, and now we're in the Conqueror's Respite. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, I say this every time we get to another boss fight in the castle, but this next boss fight is another evolution of bullshit, so you're gonna want to be ready for it. The deck we're currently using, the organization deck with all the lethal frames in it, is still the best way to handle it, honestly. But don't be discouraged if you get killed randomly, because this next fight coming up can be kind of a pain in the butt. All you really have to do is retry the fight, if you're a glass cannon.
Who are you? I am Vexen. I have come to collect your debt, Sora.
A debt? Sora, do you owe something to this guy?
Come on, of course not. Oh, but you do. You owe me for reuniting you with your former friend. You don't mean... Indeed I do. I'm the one who brought Riku to you. Then... You're the one who's been controlling him! What have you done with him? I see no need to give you information about where Riku is. After all... Why trouble you in your final hour?
And our next boss fight is Vexen. He uses this really annoying shield that we ignore with lethal frame, thank God. But if you're not using lethal frame, all of your attack cards basically miss because that shield is really OP. So what you want to do here is use lethal frame, of course, but I'd recommend waiting till he uses a card and break his card so he stays in place, because if he can't use an attack, he just kind of swerves around, and it makes it really easy for your attack to be avoided. Like, you can see him kind of start to move a little bit, but I don't allow him to, because by the time he can finally move, I'm already doing something to him. But there it is, he's kind of like drifts left and right. This fight can be kind of annoying because he has a sleight that basically creates a big ice thing that can attack you and follow you until it hits you. And then he has this one where he instantly freezes the stage, which is also really bad. But this is the one where it follows you, so make sure you drop a card there to stop him from doing anything stupid. But we are stopping all of his sleights because he's stupid. And thankfully I played that a little bit strategically to prevent him from doing anything dumb. So I'm going to try and do it again. Oh, he broke me. Oh, crud. There we go. That should be enough to stop him enough for me to attack him, and he's done. We didn't die to Vexen. Callooh Callay o fraptious day. Because that fight can easily go south. So again, if you're having trouble with it, just take your time and, you know, be patient. Don't be too zealous. You'll get yourself killed.
As I expected, you weren't one to die very easily. As if I'd ever lose to you! I wouldn't be so sure. Did you even notice? I was delving deep into your memory as we fought. And here, look what I found. A card crafted from all the memories that are locked in the other side of your heart. Wait! Memories? In the other side?
And we learned the Freeze Light. Freezes nearby enemies, attacking a frozen enemy deals greater damage. Blizzard, Stop. So we basically learned that move that he can do to instantly freeze us. And we got a new map card, Twilight Town. We've never been to anywhere called Twilight Town before, so that's pretty interesting. I got a bad feeling about all this. We should be careful. The other side of your heart. Is that where the stuff you forget goes? Probably. We have no idea what it is.
If Sora disappears, that would mess up the organization's plans.
I trust that you know what you need to do.
Haven't a clue, really. Maybe you could spell it out for me.
Vexen has clearly committed a treasonous act against the organization. You must eliminate the traitor.
No taking that back later.
A card made out of memories from the other side of your heart? I wonder what it does.
We'll find out soon enough. It's the only one we have left. No other way to move forward.
A mysterious new world that we've never seen before. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So the plot is actually going somewhere for once? So the next episode we get into, we're going to be able to go see something that's brand new that we've never seen before, so I don't have to skip it. Isn't that wonderful? But yes, that's all the time we have for this one. A hero's work is never done. Join me again next time as we continue to tackle Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. Later days, everybody.